Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar today. My name is Ivory, and I will be your moderator for today's presentation. At the end of the presentation, we will take some questions. You may want to enter them into the question box, but make sure that they are detailed and specific, just in case it's a question from something that we go over at the start of the presentation, and that we will make sure that we know exactly what you're talking about. Any questions that we can't answer today, we will answer them offline afterwards, or you can email support@windwardsoftware.com and support can help you out with any questions you have. And also, you can access past webinars presentations on our website. All of the presentations are there at www.windwardsoftware.com/webinar. So everything is there. Today's presentation, we're going to be discussing contract pricing and price schedule exemptions, which is really a great topic. And our speaker today is Dan Michael, and he's one of the support specialists, or he's one of the new support specialists with Windward Software for, I think, about a year now. So let's get started. Take it away, Dan Michael.
All right, so good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to our webinar for today. I am Dan Michael, and I will be talking about the price schedule exception and contract pricing. So in this seminar, or in this webinar rather, okay, let me just check here. We will be discussing how to set up your price schedule exception and to set up your contract pricing. So to begin with, price exceptions are a fact of life in many businesses. You may have a select number or a target customer that you want to give special discounts or prices for a specific range of your products. System 5 allows you to do this using the price schedule exception and contract pricing. Let us begin by using the price schedule exception. The price schedule exception allows the sale of specific items determined by subcategory number or supplier. In System 5, you can find the price schedule exception for your customer by going to your customer window and from there selecting the price schedule tab. All right, so let's test it in my demo. Okay, so in order to go to the price exception schedule or a price schedule exception, you need to go to your customer by going to accounts receivable, customer, and then identifying the customer that you want to select. All right, so for this example, we're going to use this particular customer. All right, and once you select your customer, you can just go to the price schedule exception tab. All right, so if you go to your price schedule exception tab, you will see your customer's list of price schedule exceptions. This is sorted out by supplier or by category. Also, if you go to the financials tab, your customer will also have the default price schedule offered to this customer. So in this case, this customer is offered the list schedule price. So let's test it out by creating an invoice. All right. So let's add the customer now. And then let's add a specific item to this customer. Okay, so in this case, I'll choose category 800 and select a random product. Notice that this particular product has a list price of $150, and the price that we are offering for our customer is also the same. It's $150. So if we go to this inventory, and then we go to the retails tab, you will see all of the price schedule that you currently have in your System 5. In this case, all of your price schedules are numbered with a list price as number 0, and then the next price schedule as 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So let's try adding a price schedule exception for our customer, this one, price schedule customer, and we'll offer the price schedule of preferred 1. So in this case, the price schedule preferred 1 is numbered 1 since the list price is the start, which is 0. So let's try it now. We'll close the invoice first, and then we'll add the price schedule exception. So you can add the category that you'd like to have for your price schedule exception by just pressing enter in the category cell. All right. And then let's use test category 800. Notice that the default schedule is 0, which is the list price. And in this case, we'll add schedule 1. So theoretically, all of the items for category 800 for this customer should be offered with schedule 1, price schedule 1. So let's test it out. We'll hit OK so that the customer's settings will be updated, and we'll create a new invoice. All right. So if we're going to add an item from category 800, notice that the list price is $150, but the price is changed to $112.50. So if we review the item, or the inventory rather, if we go back to the Retails tab, you will see that Preferred One has a regular calculation method of a discount from list, which is 25%. This corresponds to the price that we are offering to our customer. This also affects all of the items that are for the category 800, the rest of the items that are for category 800. So if we're going to add another product, so the list price is also changed. All right. So we'll try to add a price schedule for our customer for a specific supplier. So for example, if your customer wants to buy products from this specific supplier, you can add a discount or a specific price. All right. So let's try to add a supplier. So same process. All you need to do is to just enter in the supplier cell and then select the supplier that you wish to add. So in this case, we'll add best supplier. And then we'll add schedule 2 for this one. Let's test it out in our invoice. All right. We'll save the customer settings, and then we'll create a new invoice. All right. So let's add a specific item for that particular supplier. All right. Notice that the list price for this product is $150, but the price is $120. If we review that inventory, you will notice in the Retails tab that it follows your preferred 2 price schedule, which is the second price schedule. So that's $120. And it is going to follow for this particular customer only. All right. So let's notice also the subcategory for this item. It's subcategory 150. So theoretically, only items from this particular supplier, regardless of the category, should have the price schedule exception. So let's try to add an item from subcategory 150 that is from a different supplier. All right, so let's try to add this one from Alpine Distributors. All right, so notice that both items are from the same subcategory. However, the item from Alpine suppliers is actually following the list price. Only the item which we have scheduled a price schedule exception follows the price schedule that we have set up for that particular customer. All right, so that is basically your price schedule exception. Now you may also want to add a price schedule exception for just a specific item, not a specific range of category of items, but just a specific item. So this is where your contract pricing comes into play. So contract pricing allows you to add just a specific part number and then add a specific contract price for that part number so that you can offer it to your customer. So let's try it now. I'm going to add just a random item here. All right, so let's try to add this one. Okay, so notice that in its default price, it actually has $30. So let's try to offer our customer a price of $20. All right, so let's test it out. So we're going to create a new invoice. And then we'll add that specific item. All right. All right, so notice that the list price is $30, but the price is but the price offered for this item is $20. But this only works for this specific customer. We can test it out by adding a new customer to our invoice. So let's try to add a new invoice. This time, not the one that we have scheduled our contract pricing for. So let's add a random customer here. And then let's add that particular item again. All right, so if you're going to add that particular item again, it's gonna follow the list price because no price schedule exception, or in this case, no contract pricing, is added to this particular customer. So your contract pricing is exclusive only for your customer, which has that particular price or price schedule. All right, so if we go back to your customer, you also have the ability, if you use your contract pricing, to add an expiry date. So this contract is only available up to this particular date. So all you need to do is to just uncheck that particular box and then specify the expiry date that you currently have. We also have a master contract. So the master contract allows you to create a contract pricing in a single customer record and use that particular contract pricing for your other customer. All right, so we can try to test it out now. So let's say, for example, you have this particular contract pricing for price schedule customer, this particular customer. All right, now assuming that you want to add that particular price schedule to another customer, all you need to do is to just add that particular customer, the one which has the price schedule exception or the contract pricing, to the master account of your new customer. So we'll add the price schedule customer now. And notice that the parts and prices tab for your contract pricing for this particular customer is automatically updated. You can also find the customers which are using this contract, the list of customers which are using this contract, by just going to the customers also using this contract subtab. All right, so that's basically your contract pricing and your price schedule exception. So at this point in time, we will be entertaining questions and we will be answering them. However, as you formulate your questions, I'd like to also encourage you to visit our webinar archives. So we have resources available for those who are currently a subscriber or in a maintenance plan. If you need help on this particular topic, price schedule exception and price contract pricing, or other topics, you can also search our windwardsoftware.com/webinars so you can sign up for future webinars or view previously recorded events. You can also search our knowledge base by submitting. You can also submit and track support tickets and more at our customer care portal, which is located at support.windwardsoftware.com. We also have our Windward Learning Academy, which is packed with lesson-based topics to help you spin up new employees or cross-train and brush up on your skill. Sign up for our November boot camp covering inventory, ordering, and accounting. This is a virtual event that you can attend from your home or at the office. Sign up at windwardsoftware.com/bootcamp, or you can contact your account manager to get your seat reserved. All right, so I think I might be the first one to announce this, but you can actually get your tools that you need for your success, and we'll take 10% off the full invoice. So that's right, we are investing in your business success. So we can get you up to date, let's get you connected, and let's get you the tools that you need. The tools that you need for your business success are already integrated with Windward System 5, and you can contact your account manager to take advantage of our deal that ends in November 30. All right, so we're ready for question and answers now. Ivory.
Excellent, Dan. Thank you so much. And as of right now, I don't see any questions from anyone. I guess they're still typing something or um, checking something on their list. Okay, so we have okay, we have one message here. It's coming from Paul Burgess, or I'm sorry if I pronounce your last name incorrectly, but he said a quick and to the point. Thank you and very clear. Thanks for that comment, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
And another one from Colin McCarty. He said, "Can you please repeat the link to watch this webinar again?"
All right, so this link, the webinar, will be available at, okay, that would be at windwardsoftware.com/webinars.
Slash.
So you can also view other topics which are available in our database, or sign up for future webinars by going to the link which is found on your screen right now.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Colin. Okay, we're still waiting for the rest. If you still have questions, you can throw them at. And yeah, and also while waiting for your questions, don't forget to sign up as well for our next webinar presentation, which will be on November 3rd. And on that webinar, we will be discussing capitalizing inventory units, which is also another great topic. And yeah, especially if you are an industry or a business with related to units. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I think there's no one is throwing out any questions, but if you have any other follow-up questions with regard to this one, you can always request a ticket to support@windwardsoftware.com so we can answer them offline, or a technician will be able to sit with you and discuss this particular presentation. Again, you can send email to support@windwardsoftware.com, and just what Dan Michael mentioned, if you wanted to check the what do you call this, the past webinars on the webinar archives, we have this website windwardsoftware.com/webinar. And oh, there's another, sorry, there was a comment, I'm sorry if I on okay, there's another question from, or well, Colin said we use contract pricing extensively, so this was a good recap. Thank you so much, Colin. And his follow-up message is on the difference between price scheduling and contract pricing.
All
Oh,
right, so okay, so thank you for your question, Colin. So price schedule exception is used when you have a specific range of items that you wish to include for your customer. So if you want to offer a specific amount, a specific range of price of inventory or items for your customer, you can use the price schedule exception. So basically, these are for multiple items that you want to offer. So you can use the category, you can add a specific category for your price schedule exception. So you can set up a new category and then just add all of the items which you want to promote or offer for your client. These can be for just a category, or you can also just use the supplier tab for this one. If you want to offer discounts, if your customer buys a specific item from a supplier that you have, you can also use the price schedule exceptions. So all of the items which are offered by the supplier will have that particular schedule, and that only affects that particular customer as well. If you have just a specific item, just one item that you want to offer discounts or promos for a specific customer, you can use the contract pricing. So this can be just a specific item, and then you can also set the contract price and the expiry date for that particular promo. All right. So
Okay.
I hope
Yeah.
that answers your question.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Dan. And yeah, he said that's great. Thanks. And also another question for from Katia. She said, "Can you have multiple suppliers or multiple categories?" I guess
So
that's she's referring to price schedule.
absolutely. So thank you for that question, Kat. You can also just add multiple suppliers in your price schedule exception. So you can add, for example, let's use the previous example, best supplier, and let's add schedule one. And then you want to add another supplier here. So you can just add the supplier as well. So in this case, if you want to add schedule one, or if you want to offer price schedule one for this particular supplier, you can do so. Or if you want another price schedule for this supplier, you can also do so. The same with the category. If you want to offer other categories as well, aside from just a single category. So for example, if you want to offer a category 800 in our example, you can do so. And then if you want to offer another category, you can also do that one as well. All right, so I hope that answers your question, Kat. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
think
delete this one.
Katia is satisfied. She said, "Great, thank you." And anything else? I think that's about it for everyone's questions. I hope you guys enjoy the webinar, and I hope you guys subscribe for our next webinar, which is also a good topic. And once again, thank you so much, Den, and thanks everyone for joining us today. Have a great
Oh,
evening.
thank you very much, everyone. You have a great day.